Shake it, shake it. There you go. There you go.
It's been said and done. Every beautiful thought's been already sung. And I guess
Your name there, please.
I'm Dawn.
And you are, sir?
I'm Glenn.
Can you tell us about your engagement?
Well, 2 years ago, we're on a cruise ship called the Oasis of the Seas, and it was a 2-week cruise. And I set up a secretive meeting for Dawn. It was in a private lounge upstairs. It was a formal night, so we were dressed up, and I thought, I said to Dawn, let's go upstairs and check it out. So we go upstairs, and on the door of the lounge there was a sign that said private function. Dawn didn't want to go inside, and I said, no, we'll fit in, let's go inside. So when we went in, the place was empty except for a musician, a waiter, and another servant was there. And as we walked in, I had somebody there to play the classical guitar, so he was playing the guitar. And I had 24 roses and a bottle of champagne, some chocolate dipped strawberries. So as I walked over the table, I think Dawn figured out what was going on, so I went down on my knee and proposed to her with the classical guitar playing in the background, and the waiter came over and opened the champagne, and yeah, so that was it, and here we are 2 years later, and now we'll be getting married. We have a destination wedding, so next month in Maui.
Oh, congratulations on that one. Now you'll get on your floor again, perhaps? Get on your knees again?
Yeah, we'll try. So, see, it was much, well, here's the ring.
Oh, there we go. Great, beautiful.
Yeah, so it was much like this.
Without the coffee.
And without the coffee, yeah. And I said, Dawn, will you be my wife?
Of course I will.
And yeah, and yes, that's it. Yeah, that's our story.
Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you.
All right.
like a dream come alive, incredible. A centerfold miracle, lyrical. You say.
My name's Jennifer.
Okay, go ahead, Jennifer. Tell us your story about your engagement.
It was on Christmas Day of 2011, and my fiance, he managed to put the ring inside of a Christmas cracker, and he did it in front of my whole family. And when I cracked it open just before dinner, there was a ring inside, and before I could actually see that it was real, he grabbed me, turned me around, and got on his one knee, and he proposed, and that was it. It was a surprise. I had no idea it was coming. My whole family knew, so it was a great moment.
Life again.
Can you tell us your name, please?
I'm Brittany Collette.
Dean Reimer.
And tell us about how you folks got engaged.
Well, it started with her surprising me going up to Whistler for my 30th birthday.
Yeah, I told him to pack his passport and that he was going somewhere overnight, so he thought he was going down to the States, but surprise!
But yeah, and the funny thing is I had already picked up an engagement ring prior to that, her having no idea, and even my friend almost ruined it for me, texting me, good luck with the reverse surprise. She reads it, and so I have to, I bought a bottle of champagne for you, so I managed to fight it off, and then
he dropped the ring on the floor in front of me, but was quick enough to pick it up that I didn't quite see it.
Yeah.
But I thought that maybe it was, so all during dinner I'm like, he's gonna propose, but he didn't, so I'm like, oh, maybe I was wrong, it wasn't a ring.
And so then as we're walking around Whistler Village, it started raining, and so she gets all, girlish on, oh, we've never kissed in the rain before, so pulls me out into the rain and, kiss, and she looks at me and says, I almost can't believe we're getting married. I'm like, what, you can't believe we're getting married?
Yeah, he got mad at me. He was like, what do you mean you don't believe we're not getting married? Like, does this not seem real to you?
And so at that point, I was like, well, maybe I can make it a little more real. And at that point, I got down on my knee, and then, of course, in the back of her head, she starts freaking out and crying, and it's not a button, it's not a button.
Yeah, because when the ring dropped on the floor, and he didn't propose during dinner, I was like, oh, maybe it was just like a little button or something that's in one of those little Ziploc bags. I just thought it was a ring, but it wasn't.
So yeah.
And then I cried like a baby.
Is that 40 seconds?
Baby, I love you like I love.
Okay, can you tell us your name, please?
My name's Jessica. My fiance's name is Marlon. So I live in Abbotsford right now. I'm just going to school. But then my family, they live in Kelowna.
So I was there during the holidays, and he came up to visit me for a week, and he wasn't actually able to at the time because he didn't have any money to actually come and see me. But it was coincidence that one of his friends was coming up that way, so he got a ride with him. So it was New Year's Eve, and he made up this whole story about a friend that was coincidentally in the same city as us, so we were gonna go and visit them. So he was telling me, oh yeah, we're gonna meet them at the beach. So we went to the Okanagan Lake, and we were walking along the beach, and the sun was setting, and I was asking him, well, where's his friends? Like, we don't see them yet. And I was kind of suspicious. I knew something was going on, and I had a feeling that maybe he was going to propose. And then we got closer to the lake, and he just said, he handed me this box, and I said, well, what's this? And he wasn't saying anything back because he was really shy. He didn't know what to say, and he just seemed very nervous. So I opened it, and I saw a ring inside, and I looked at him and I said, is this an engagement ring? And he wasn't saying anything. And then I said, you know, you're supposed to kneel on one knee. And then he knelt on one knee and he asked me to marry him. And I said yes.
Oh, thank you for sharing your lovely romantic story.
Thank you.
Okay, can you tell us your name, please?
My name is Christina Drigan.
Okay, can you tell us about your engagement story?
Well, it happened a week and a half ago. Woo. I brought my boyfriend dinner at the house he's house sitting at, which is down in Glen Valley by the river. And he really wanted to go for this walk while it was still light out. And being the annoying girlfriend I am, I said, no, I just want to eat dinner. It's too cold outside. So he was kind enough to come inside and just eat dinner with me, and then he kept saying, let's go for a walk, let's go for a walk. No, it's too cold, let's stay inside. So he read a book with me and chatted with me. Got dark outside and said, Christina, let's go for a walk before you go home. Fine, fine, fine. David grabbed a cup of tea, walked to the side door, opened the side door, pouring rain. So we walked to the front door, sat on the porch and drank our tea. And it stopped raining. He's like, let's go for a walk. I'm like, fine, get the stupid walk over and done with. So I walked down the road, down to the Fraser River, and he's looking for this sunken ship he had found the day before, but can't find it because the tide has come in. The next thing he's like, Christine, do you want a Mento? Okay. And I stand there with my mouth open, waiting for this Mento. Pulls this little Mento case, just fiddling with it. Next thing I know, he's got this headlamp on because it's dark out. I'm like, Matt, I can't see anything. What are you doing? All of a sudden, I open my eyes and there's a ring. And he's like, will you marry me? And I said, no way. Of course. And then I got this.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
A lovely story.
Thanks.
Okay, MG, there we go. Quick.
So I had gloves on because it was freezing cold. I took my gloves off and he goes to put the ring on and he put it on my middle finger and I'm like, Matt, that's the wrong. Then I gave him a kiss and it was okay.
Baby, I love you like a love song, baby, and I keep it on repeat, beep, 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 beep.
Tell us your name.
My name's Fwang, and the way I got proposed to is that on that evening we went to Earl's for dinner. It was a little bit rushed because we didn't have enough coins to put into the car meter. So we sat in Earl's, had an awesome dinner, and then we rushed out. That whole weekend he had this little gray fob key thing that I didn't know what it was for, and he said that it was gonna be a surprise. And yeah, so that night he was like, I'm going to show you what this fob key's for. And then so we went into his car after dinner, drove to the location, and then when we got out of the car, he quickly ran to his trunk. And so I thought the surprise was there, but it turns out that he was just getting his jacket. But okay, so we walked into this building called the Woodward's Building in Vancouver, Gastown, and it was a massive building. There's like security there, and we felt like we were breaking into the place, but because like we don't live there, it was one of his friend's keys. So we went in there, went into the elevator, and you know how like one side there's the buttons and then the other side there's the same buttons. He went to the right side, and then he looked through the list of numbers and then ended up going to the other side. I was gonna tell him that it's like the same numbers whichever way, but he was like, I didn't want to burst his bubble or anything, so I didn't say anything. And yeah, so we went all the way up to the rooftop, and then the first thing I saw, like that was the surprise apparently. The first thing I saw was just like a pool table, and so I asked him, we're gonna play pool here? This is the surprise, that's it. And then it turns out that he wanted to go onto the balcony, so he walked to the balcony, opened the door, went out onto the wide open space, and then as we walked closer and closer to the balcony, we could see more and more of the lights of at nighttime of Vancouver. You could see like Science World and a little bit of like North Van area. It was really pretty, and then so we took some photos because I thought it was really pretty, and then he proposed. He asked me.
Well, thank you.
My name's Chantel.
And can you tell us your story, engagement story?
My fiance is Miles, and he proposed on a snowboarding trip to Mount Baker. So we got off the chairlift, and he handed the camera to this random lady and was like, can you take a picture? I'm gonna propose to my girlfriend. And I was just unknowingly standing there. And then he came over and he started his little spiel, and then he got down on one knee and proposed as it was snowing on the mountain.
Wow.
And of course I said yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Anything you want to add? There we go.
Congratulations, Chantel.
Can you tell us your name, please?
Brienne Clift.
Okay, can you tell us your engagement story?
Well, it all started on my fiance's birthday. It was early in the morning. We woke up around 6 o'clock because we wanted to go up to the mountain to catch the fresh powder. And so we headed up to Mount Baker, and where we parked the car, and I went to go get ready and put on my snowboarding gear, and he told me that he would go pay for the tickets and he would meet me at the chairlift. And as soon as I got to the chairlift, I asked him, oh, what does the lift ticket say? Because at Mount Baker, the pass says something different every day on it. And he told me I would really like what this one said. And as he was putting it on my snowboarding pants, I looked down and the ticket said, will you marry me? And then all of a sudden, he's down on one knee proposing to me. So I got proposed at Mount Baker, one of our favorite spots, and it was very romantic. Wow. And also, as soon as I said yes, I got up and I looked to my right, and I could see someone taking pictures of us, and he had hired a photographer to take pictures, so we had engagement photos. So,
wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Like a